inside of the peaks because how dark this shit is. This is, I never thought I'd be doing such a thing. God, gouache is very interesting. I heard gouache was the easiest and watercolor is the hardest, even though I much prefer watercolor at this point. But I haven't tried this enough to form an opinion on it, so I'm gonna keep going. And there's so much on this brush, but it's all like on the edge of it. It's all like drying on the backbone of it. Don't worry, I'll turn this into a beautiful landscape. Oh, it's because I can go over it. Yeah, once it dries, I can go on top and it won't mix. Painting test art. Yeah. Hey, painting is very good for your drawing, actually. Builds lots of skills, from what I've heard. We're gonna swing this guy around. And we're gonna... Okay, we got another shade here. Go in. Facing our shades. We'll see if we can work from dark to light. I'm kind of concerned we can't, but we're gonna see if we can. You know? I am wondering if we can work from dark to light, you know? I'm just gonna start with these bottom mountains. I have no idea what I'm doing, so we're just playing around. Don't expect something crazy. Just playing, having a jolly good old time. Okay. This might be okay. We're just gonna get the shape down and then this from dark to light because it gets lighter up here. So let's get our actual mountain shapes down. I'm kind of going crazy. I need to calm down and get some mountain shapes in. So we're gonna knock in a shape here. You know, it kind of goes like over this way. And it goes this way. You know, and then we kind of like go down and out. You know. Okay. And of course this goes all the way around and then we've got some random shit. Okay, in terms of our red, I think we'll use some... Oh, okay, whatever. Well, that's fine. I'll just make another shape here. I think we'll use some... I don't even know if we'll use the red, to be honest. Like, might need some orange in here, just a bit, with the brown. Make it a little lighter. Or, actually, I could just do white. I don't know why I'm doing all this stuff. And I could just mix white with it. Grab my white one. Just pop her down. Beautiful. Little nugget. Bang. Okay. Now, in terms of wiping this brush off, there's not really that much I can do. I can like squirt water out of it. We can take this brown. Well, I'm taking brown again, so it doesn't really matter that much. And we're just gonna use this white gouache and we're gonna mix it. We're gonna mix, 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 mix. Can we get it to be a lighter one? Yeah, that's generally much lighter. Okay. Oh yeah. Be kind of light with this. We'll build this way.
I'm not actually really happy with the heart. The skull
We're
looks
gonna
great, but it needs
do
to be
our
a little bit
peaks.
farther away.
Our peaks peaks right
The
here.
scaling of the heart in the mountains is incorrect. This should be either lower
They
or
should
the
have chose
mountains
something
bigger in
simpler.
general. But
I
it's
thought mountain
okay.
ranges are simple, but you know, it's just a bunch of value, and I'm no value expert. If you kind of squint, it looks like graffiti. If you squint, yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, I
Well,
got our underwash here, where I want my values, I guess. I've got to simplify this down. So I know I want a mountain range this way. I know I want these peaks here, this one especially, and then I want like an intermittent like thing going up this way. I know that's what I want. Um, yeah, I'll just do a wash here, some spots here and there. Like some lighter areas. And of course, up here is going to be blue because that's the sky. Although, I've been thinking, am I supposed to be using blue for stuff like this? And we can just do our little bit of depth. Okay. Um, we'll do one more wash of stuff. Actually, well, I want to go in with just pure white probably. Because that's what the mountains are. They're white. So I've got to kind of get at this this brown out of my brush. So I'm gonna try and do that. That should be good. I say that and it keeps producing more brown. Okay, well I'll just drench I'll just put white. It doesn't matter. We'll see how it turns out. Got our white nugget right here. We're just gonna put some white on her. And we'll see how it goes. You can kind of just put stuff over each other. What's on the edge? I definitely want a white color. Be very light with this. Hold on. The edge of everything. Yeah. Okay. With zero prior painting experience, this is interesting. How the attic would be right now. Who's Blink? The girl painter? Or Bud? That used to be here? Oh. Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea there was a painter among us. Ooh. Wow, this just dries really quickly. Okay. Let's go in this wash here. I don't want to just fill everything. I think I don't remember. Introduced her and think I don't um well, I don't remember specifically for this server. If you're talking about like like someone from the other one we used to be in, then I remember like Spider and the the Russian girl. But other than that, no, I guess I don't remember. Okay. I need to label some stuff. Yeah, these are these are not supposed to be the terracotta hills. reactivate some of this stuff here. Boom. Okay. Okay, we wanna. Your memory sucks when your server was newer. Did I ever speak to her? Yeah, she spoke verbally. In this server? I have no recollection of any person in this server who spoke other than Bud, Raid. Actually, Raid didn't speak. Other than Bud, in terms of verbal speaking, I have no memory, brother. Yeah, no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. Let's see here. Can we go with the white on top? That's kind of where I need to be going due to the nature of this piece. It's supposed to be snowing, which is not what we see at the moment. But we're going to try and our best and register that. Okay. It's definitely more forgiving, this stuff, because with watercolor, you can't just put white over shit. You cannot do that. It is not something that it will allow you to do. It's just be like, it'll destroy your whole painting. So I still do really like watercolor. Watercolor is very fun. And I will be doing it more soon. But this is interesting. Is my fucking camera working properly? Hello. Okay, I guess. I've got to kind of get the pattern of stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, no. I wasn't asking you to commentate. No, I was just looking at my thing and it looked really blurry. So I was wondering, you know, oh, I want to get this peak here because there is a peak there that is very prominent and it shoots down into this, which goes kind of outwards. So let's just continue on the white for now, especially this top area right here is all like completely covered. And then over here, Bango Mango. Some more tinier peaks here. Just describing these forms somehow, Of course, not doing the best job, but, it's what it is. I just want to get something down. Okay. That's enough white for now. We're going to, let me wipe this off. Of course, we got lots of wipeage down here. So my petri dish is not very wipeable, unfortunately. This was great about watercolor is it gets the fuck off my brush. But this one does not. So let's get some more bright. Well, I want like a dark, but not dark in terms of like a dark in terms of like you know. Yeah, the voices are getting louder, guys. If you couldn't tell. Okay, we got some of that shit. I'm gonna grab some of this. I want to put some water down here, reactivate this crap, and mix Rooney. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, I usually have a separate sheet of paper because I'm using the whole thing, but you know, um, it's not really like I want to get that there, and I want to get this up. I want to get like I want to describe these forms here. Some accuracy while I have this at my disposal because it's very broad. I've got to sharpen it real quick. There we go. It's a little more sharp. I want to get this peak right here, this one right here, and then 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 this one right here. And I want to push that back a little more and get some kind of row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Yeah, Prap and Chancery. Oh, dooch. Yes, they are indeed describing our forms well. And just adding a bit of that stuff on top of the white is definitely doing it for sure. You know. Okay. Let's go ahead and now that I have a little bit of better grasp of what I'm doing. Now this section here, I want to lighten this section and then add a little bit of snowdrops. So we're going to use some of this white
I
here.
actually want to make something like Blue's Clues for my own art. And knowing that
And
it took
grab
them about
this.
10 months to make an episode is pretty inspiring because I always feel
It's not
behind.
particularly that white. Grab some of this
Maybe with today's technologic.
this red. I want it red but also lighter. There we go. I want to put it on the front of these. So we're going this direction. This is where our brights are coming from. Though it's not bright enough, so we're gonna make it a little brighter. It's like skin tone, kind of. It works. It's still wet, so I don't want to touch that too much. yeah, now I can describe these mountain ranges a little better with this guy. Likey, likey. There we go. We can get one here. Get one over here. Suppose we push one right here. Each one of these. This is still wet, so I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to push right here. Yeah, okay, okay.
You stupid little boy.
I'm overworking it a bit, but still, I am enjoying this.
You
This is fun.
stupid little
Very fun.
boy.
Now let's get like sky and start finishing it up. I'm not gonna work this too much more. My petri dish is very full. Let me actually, I can just do that here. Okay, we're at 3 of it, but it's very light. Oh no, that's still a lot of paint on there. Hold on. Grab this guy right here. And just kind of like pull that off. And that's working much better. Okay. Mainly I just need to add another color. So let's get to those blues. I'm gonna do we'll do a blue-green mix. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We're gonna get just a touch of green within the blue. This is a wet blue, goddamn. That smells like paint. Smells like paint for sure. We got our just a little bit of green. Not like a shitload. Just enough. Got our blue color, yeah. Grab a hint of green. Mix that son of a gun, and then I kind of want to desaturate it a bit. It's very saturated, so we're gonna add some white to it. Some white. Okay. Very saturated blue. Want it to be much lighter. That's interesting. Still very saturated, so we're gonna add more whites. More white. Skadoosh. Okay. And let's do this. There we go. That's interesting. Okay, it's decently accurate to what the image is. So we're just gonna do that. I know it's very off-putting, but we'll fix it. You know, we'll see. It's very off-putting in terms of contrast for sure, but we're gonna stick with it. Just our nice wash of stuff. I'm gonna also gonna grab this line here of where the mountain range is. I want to make sure I grab that properly. Hold on, let me get some more. Yeah. This line. sure I grab that. There we go.
Skateboards and toys. The new owners thought by doing the split, it would allow the main brand to include crazier types of imageries on the boards that wasn't possible with cartoon characters. But all this did was piss off longtime
Reminds me of
fans
the
and skate
color
shops
that my
refused to carry the
room
new
used
spin-off
to be.
products as they viewed it as unauthentic corporate pandering for consumers. The rebrand flopped almost instantly, hurting World Industries' reputation for a decent period of time. It was now being seen as the Walmart board brand, so the IP would once again be sold off to new ownership under Golden Viking Sports
I'm
and
filling
purchased
these
properties back
gaps
into
now.
one brand in
Let me just
2014.
grab
And
some
what did
more
you
of
think
this
about this might
pins
happen?
here.
Did you know that
I get some more of it. Yeah, use some water to spread it out. I gotta push some more into this brush. Whoa, don't. Okay, that works, yeah. I'm gonna push this way. Get that all situated. Yeah, our page is very, very buckling at this point.
this is what I mean by something's wrong with our
Okay. All right. Now I can let that dry for a second, and then we can continue. Okay. If I guess it's a little similar. It's not the same color palette as the reference I'm using, for sure. It needs to be more earthy brown rather than terracotta brown or leather brown. But for a first wash attempt, it's, you know, I enjoyed it. It was fun. This is fun for sure. Let's go ahead and add, let me get rid of this blue that's on my brush real quick. Okay. Now we're gonna, yeah, clouds. That's what we're gonna do. Just a bit. Again, nothing crazy. Just a tiny smidge of cloud. And then we're also gonna add extra white to the mountain, just to highlight the edges. And that's gonna be what we're doing. Okay. Got our white here. Gonna dabble. Let me move some of this off. Got a lot of it on the brush. Want just a smidge. Which you have mainly in the corner. And some okay. It's a little brighter than I expected.
Do you think he had like a thing in his pants so he could pee?
We can spread that. Well, now we're spreading it into blue. Okay, whatever. Uma la Silvestra.
Expectations were met. I proceeded to turn on Netflix and click on the Nemesis show. Ain't gonna lie, this is one of Netflix's best shows. Low-key on Coltrane side, but she had me ready to turn the TV off the wall, and so did his haircut. It was Isaiah for me, aka Stacks Jr. He was too thirsty to catch somebody. Yeah.
Patient. I want to work this more. I'm gonna work the colors together, which is not what I want. Okay. Let's add some shadow shapes for some of the. Well, I need some white, more white actually. Okay, my blue is kind of getting in everything, so
Imagine coming home and your whole
I need to get it
neighborhood
out.
just moved across the street.
Enough white. Well, I need more white to indicate snow, and I can add shadow shapes to the snow. We have shadow shapes for the mountains, but not for snow. Okay, let me get some of this blue out here. Quite annoying to switch colors when it comes to wash, goddamn. There's gonna be some residual. This brush is just now tainted blue. Strong ass color, god damn. Okay, there we go. It's coming. It's going away now. All right. Get back to our white.
Tell him
Um,
talk
I don't really have a spot for my white. Just put it right here, I guess. Yeah, that works.
astonishing this.
Okay, we got our. Do have a lot of white here, but I would like to reinforce it a bit. So it's not so mixed. Got another wash of this white over the white we already have. That's blue. Need our whitewash. Then we take our white and we just turn it gray with a bit of black.
Supplies for the city. Splendid. To where are you headed? What business? We're going to.
We have a gray. Well, let me mix it a little more.
Go ahead and give me interception. This is great.
Well, actually, now that's. Well, it needs to be a little bit blue. Just a bit of blue. To be a cool gray.
It's all right. Listen. You're a farmer or a trader? Yeah. Yes, it's my
There we
first
go.
day on the job. I know. Listen. Hey.
Cooler.
I grew up in a farming village.
I don't know about
I can tell you're
cool
nervous
gray,
in a
though.
big city. Thank you. What's your name? Right? Yeah, what's your name? It went up right now. Johannes. How's that? This was supposed to be one skill check.
Yeah, I'm kind of randomly just putting it, but I need to.
It's nice to meet you, Johannes. Thank you for your kind words. Of course. Hey.
Just too much. We gotta
We're all equals, right?
over here,
Very nice.
especially for this guy.
Best of luck with your wares. What are you selling? Oh,
Again, I love when our music just kills itself.
food and assorted treats. What kind of treats? I love treats. Apple pie. Jesus. Well, I shouldn't check your card. I'm deathly allergic to apples.
Over here is gray snow.
Must be my. That's why it sounded like you were going to say must be your lucky day. But why would me be allergic to apples make you lucky? Deathly allergic to apples.
Okay. Well,
Must be my.
that's cool, I guess. All right. Well, I'm not gonna work that anymore. I'm just gonna call that there. Like, you know, it's interesting for sure. It's interesting. I think the blue's a little saturated, but you know, and the again mountains need to work on my stuff. But hey, cool painting, I guess. You know, cool painting.
I love
I might
that
have to do
the
more
bird has a
paintings.
mustache.
As for how it goes over ink, let's see. Let's make a little thing in the corner and
Great
paint
job
that.
as always. I actually just downloaded this
Yeah, I know what I'm,
episode
I
for
know
this
how to
moment.
use it a little better now. You know, you just keep going. I'm gonna just do a little drawing in the corner here. I know I have a drawing in the corner. Now let's see, how does paint go over that? It goes over it a lot. Well, if I wash it out, yeah. Put some paint. You're putting right, yeah, it kind of covers up the ink completely. So that's very interesting. Okay, cool. All right, let me go wash this brush off real quick. Now I'm back, bro. Okay, the brush is still blue looking, but and it taints the water slightly blue, but that's okay. I'm willing to live with that. It is what it is. Okay. Going to be on. I don't know. Maybe like, be like, you know, it is so like I should probably wrap it up soon. You know, like I don't know what else I'm supposed to do in terms of like drawing. You know, I'm sure I could draw more, but I'd say we'll say like 20 minutes. You know, because I would like to go to bed soon. You know, get rested and shit. Yeah, I have some ice cream in the freezer. Let me grab that real quick. The energy taking now. Oh, well, it's up to you. Like, you know, if you want to draw something, if you have that creative drive to just go, then you know, go for it. It's not like it's better to get it out now because for good sleep, you want your brain to be well, not active. If your brain is particularly active right now and it's like thinking about lots of stuff, then I would go for the creative route so you can like help it wind down. What helps me, you know. After this, I'll go upstairs and it's homemade ice cream, homemade with real cream from real milk, not pasteurized, not from a factory or anything, straight from a cow, with real honey from bees. Um, that's basically it. It's got cocoa powder, but yeah, it's all natural and it's delectable. You know, these were tortured, not optimal. Whan, not optimal for the bees. Let me let this melt for a minute. Refroze it after I ate most of it. Ice cream of cortisol and depression. I, I don't know what that's supposed to imply, but I. Right, bang. Mish me, yeah. Anything on your mind, bro? No? Rose blank minded? I was asking, anything on your mind at the moment? Both. All right, gotcha. I guess speaking of that, I've been realizing that nothing's really separate, like art and life or anything. It's all the same stuff. You know, art journey is my life journey, and vice versa. All this shit. I can go on a spiel for like an hour about it. Is that dry? This isn't dry. Uh-uh. That's interesting. Still drying. Yep. But dude, technically, I want a pyramid. Like pyramid of anything. Corpses, a say. Weird playful creatures stacked on top of each other. Oh, cool, cool. Crazy, crazy. I thought you meant like a skill pyramid at first, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Uh, Pyramids are. Hey, you're getting into the groove of fundamental training. You know, that's one of the fundamental shapes. So yeah, that's fire. Earlier, like the separation thing. essentially, I've been learning from many things, even shows, and there's lots of you'd be surprised how much truth is in television, you know. Um, the illusion of separation as a whole, you know, that everything in your life experience is largely the same. Yes, there are different experiences, but it's all same stuff. It's all energy. It's all emotions. It's all thoughts. All whatever it may be. Um, and that's the same way I'm learning art, which is surprising to me because like I was crazy. That's the crazy correlation. Every subject matter is exactly the same. All it is just a set of forms. And I've been realizing it's the same way with life. You know. Um, so it's just an interesting realization and everything. And oh, what's confusing? Like, explain everything. Everything. Okay. I guess, for example, we'll take the creative acts. All right, drawing, music, whatever else, sculpting, making a house, all these different activities. Let's say you and okay, there we go. It's back working. Anyways, and then you go, "Oh, I go play guitar or something." All these things are labors of love, emotion, you know, different things to express yourself inward and externally, you know? They're essentially the same things, Not in terms of activity, but in terms of this is spilling. Hold on. In terms of what's the word for it? I guess of just like how they affect you spiritually, you know. Um all these things are similar in that way, especially for a reason for doing them, you know. Um, as I said with drawing, every subject matter is the same because it's forms. You can kind of apply that in life. Every subject matter is kind of the same because it's emotionally charging. It's hard to describe, it's hard to explain, but but it's essentially not even just activity. It's of people and of everything. Everything's connected. Not in everything's the same, but everything's connected. I'm using the wrong terminology. I apologize. Um, we are, as beings on this planet, are all connected. Every single one of us. You know, we're all part of a larger whole at the end of the day, a larger energy. You know, and it's this feeling of connectedness with that larger energy that brings peace and joy into one's life. You know, people call it the end of suffering or whatnot, and many things. All right, feeling that connectedness with the larger whole that is you, and that is kind of everything. You know, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it whatever. You know, I guess community, if you want to refer to it like that. Um, but I view it as like we're all energy and we're all in the same pool of a planet, I guess, everything is a stream, we call it, stream of consciousness, of energy, whatnot, and so forth, you know. Being connected with that larger pool of energy makes anything possible because you kind of have the limitless potential there. All right. And in my belief structure, that is allowing me to create whatever I want in my reality, you know? Um, it goes deeper into like the belief in God or whatever. There is a common denominator belief that a lot of people believe in God. That is what this greater, it's not a being, but it's more of a pool of energy, but it's also you. In the day, it's all you, you know? Sure, bro, whatever. If you want to be edgy. But at the end of the day, we're all part of the same pool in terms of energy. And it's being connected and with this pool that brings peace and joy. I've experienced it and it's great, you know? Um, and it's kind of it's interlinking with being, you know, turning off the mind because it's hard for me to be connected to the greater whole when I'm thinking all the time. So it is a practice, for me. I need to stop saying it. God damn, fucking vocal stem. But anyways, um, this is just my belief, of course, but it helps me uh see the greater whole, live happier, just in general. And that's really the point of any of this anyway. If I'm not living happy, what the fuck is the point? Like shit, right? You know, a lot of times I've had logic stop me from. What you talk about connecting is making you think. Yeah, exactly. Again, there's much truth in shows, in television, that they don't talk about. There's more truth in television than there is in the news. you know. But yeah, it's just yeah, on God. All they want to do is program you to believe all that bullshit. You know. Sure, I won't doubt some of it's real, but at the end of the day, I don't need. I can stay in my own bubble and be fine. All right. But yeah, um, going back to your roots and becoming whole again, I guess. For a lot of the time, I've looked at this entity as God. No, it's not an entity. It's like being. You know, I pray to the Lord, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But at the end of the day, this energy only reflects is only a larger version of what you are. That's all it is. It's just you, but bigger. So if you are broke, are depressed, are sad, are negative all the time, then the greater energy is only going to give you that because it's just a reflection of who you are as a person. What you are, what energy you are sending out is exactly what you're going to receive, you know, which is the hard thing about it because changing who you are, the kind of vibrational energy that you put out into the world is difficult when your external circumstance screams bullshit and, you know, brokenness and whatnot. It's hard to get out of that cycle. But once you're out of it, it's easy to stay out of it, you know. Um, but yeah, it's about that internal practice. Internally vibrating a different frequency than your external environment will allow your external environment to shift over time. Unfortunately, we live in a time-bound reality, so shit doesn't happen instantly, unfortunately, for us. Um, but still, it's yeah, yeah, broke, bro. You broke as fuck. But anyway, money is merely a promise note. That's what physical dollars are. It's bullshit anyways. That's all it is. They try and make you identify your own value with external factors, which just is terrible for the human psyche. You know, being seeing yourself as valuable only because of what you do or what you have is really the prime way to go into a depression state, bro. Fucking fly. Best way to get into depression for real. it's been a long time coming. This belief structure of mine, it has been built up over the past 2 years. Been discovering more about myself and about reality, how to live it the best I can. Bro. All right, bro. Well, vibrate that energy, bro. Vibrate the energy that you're rich. Act like a rich person. Talk like a rich person. Be a rich person. Do what rich people do that you can do today. All right. I know you can't go out and buy a helicopter right now, but do what you can in the moment to believe that you're rich now, and it will happen, my friend. It will materialize into your reality. That's what it's all about. 360. Nice, bro. Fire. Hey, keep it up, I guess. But yeah, man. No, it's a very interesting thing. And again, the book. Woo! That shit is fire. Yeah. Well, hey, you can change your perception of being chopped, bro. I'm sure, all that stuff. But yeah, man. Like it's definitely been a life changer for me with that belief. For a while I've prayed to God in like thankfulness. That's how I pray with Thanksgiving, doing that kind of thing. In recent time, I have shifted my identity and switched it around where I no longer need to pray to an external entity. Can't be religious. It really scares me. Well, why is it scary? It's just a belief structure. I'm not religious in any circumstance. I don't mess with religion. I was a Christian when I was 4 years old. That belief did not carry out. That's sometimes plan for me. They plan B shit. Well, no, that's at the end of the day, God's plan is that's bullshit. If anything's bullshit, God's plan's bullshit. All right, because God don't have a plan. All right, that's why I'm not religious, because I don't believe what the normal folk go for. At the end of the day, the plan is yours. It's your life. Okay, it's not in the hands of a higher power. If anything, what I'm telling you is you are the higher power. You are not the body that you see. You are not the mind that is in your head. You are that big ass entity in the back who controls everything. You just need to tap into that energy as the metaphysical being that you are. You got to tap into that. Because all you are right now is a projection of consciousness into this third dimensional reality. You have to tap into the big boy behind you, bro. Bango. I don't know why I view the energy as behind me, but that's just where my mind goes. I point behind me to talk about the larger intelligence version of me. Yeah, man, it's at the end of the day, you can go for one religion, but at the end of the day, your mind is your own. Okay, you shift and change it exactly how you want. I guess it's in the darkness or something. Well, I view it as like a big ball of energy that's just like floating there. But yeah, I guess. But I don't want to repress the larger energy of myself, you know. But yeah, your mind is your own, brother. You can mold it exactly how you want. You just need to believe you can. In fact, I just watched this video, just popped up on my feed, and I just watched it, and it's all about molding your. Well, it's not. It's just saying, hey, your mind is very moldable. That's all it is. It's 3 minutes. Well, 4, I guess. But yeah, you don't have to watch it now, but like still, um, I don't know. It's very, the mind is your instrument, and you got to be able to meld it exactly how you want, so you can live a good life. Even so, that's the right person. I did okay. Oh hey, Ghost in the Shell's coming out July 7th. Fire! I can't wait for that. I can't wait to get that. That's gonna be fire. Ghost in the Shell. Shit, I gotta mark my calendar. Next month. Oh, thanks, Cole. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, no worries, bro. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Have a nice night. Have a good one, my friend. Have a good one. Always think about bullshit. Would be better if it wasn't so naturally stupid. Well, that's the thing. Its sole purpose is for tasks. If you're not doing anything, it's gonna go on a tangent about the future and the past because that's how the mind works. It thinks about the past. It sees perspective in the past and the future. It doesn't live in the now.
Okay, all right. It's all leg. That's all we saw. For all we know, that's all there was. There's no need to panic over a leg. No, true. It's a flashlight.